Mountain. Be honest with you, Patrick Mahomes not playing great, still winning. Aaron Rodgers not playing great, losing. Caleb Williams firing the OC. Mac Jones had a shot, didn't work. I'm sticking with you. Are you going to appear on the mountain? Honestly, probably not.
Oh, great. One of my best work.
No, and I have a fact there.
What was it?
Caleb Williams fired the OC? Do you have evidence of that? Do you have any reporting? Does he even have the authority? Is that the flow chart at the Bears?
Did I say Caleb
Williams firing the OC was the exact quote.
Sounds pretty accurate.
Yeah, you think
that's
look into your camera.
Let's redo that.
Look into your camera.
With his poor play.
I'm better than that.
With his poor play.
I'm sorry. As a pretend mountain climber with a pretend rope around me and a carabiner, I'm still a journalist. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, it's another fact error. You're actually not better than that, but you also should apologize. Time now for the mountain. Wilds was right about one thing. McCorkle off the mountain.
Played horrible.
Mountain we rarely knew you. Cooper Rush off, McCorkle off, Daniel Jones off, and here's predicting if he's ever on again, it is not in a Giants jersey. I think that was his last start with the New York Giants. $23 million kicks in if he gets hurt. So it's a spot where you kind of have to play Drew Lock, even though Drew Lock's better at lip syncing rap lyrics than playing quarterback. You still got to play him. Kansas City kid. Joe Flacco, Colts. At any point you want to admit your grievous error in abandoning Anthony Richardson because you need someone who will take care of the football, and you put in Joe Flacco. Go ahead, and then I still don't know who's playing quarterback for the Raiders. Seventh row, pumpkin mode. A week later than we thought, but we knew it was coming. Sammy D, straight pumpkin mode.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're going to do now.
Miss the playoffs.
I don't think they're going to miss the playoffs, but man, oh man, like if you were playing any quarterback in the league other than Mac Jones, you would have lost this week. Aaron Rodgers on the way down. Now, glass half full. Maybe he can snag the Peruvian ambassadorship. RFK puts in a good word. Maybe. Who knows? It could be a good life after football.
Nice
Caleb Jameis, Bo Nix, and Bryce Young stay where they are. And Derek Carr, fresh on, sorry, coach, fired coach bounce. Yep. Oh, they hated Dennis Allen. My goodness gracious, they didn't seem to like him. He comes out, they play the best game in 2 months. Sixth row, not a ton of movement. Jordan Love on a bye. Tua had some moments, also some scary ones. Drake May stays where he is, even though Kevin Wilde's ready to send the tape to Canton for reasons I can't quite figure out. Geno was on a bye. Now I know what you're thinking. Dak and Trevor Lawrence didn't play. Why are they on the mountain, and how did they move up the mountain? Because we saw their teams without them. Yeah. And now it seems like maybe we were a little too harsh on those two guys. The Jags might have a lot of issues. I don't think Trevor's one of them. And that Cowboys offense looked as bad as I've ever seen any offense look other than the Jags this weekend. Fifth row. All right, so those two guys in red, that's Coach's Super Bowl MVP pick and Coach's league MVP pick. I don't think
I said Super Bowl.
Well, you picked the Lions to win the Super Bowl, and the quarterback typically wins MVP.
I'd be a running back.
Okay, that's fine. Regardless, I do know, though, that Coach tossing and turning at night about two things. One is that punt or that onside kick you talking about here, and the other one is his entire brand on this show has been don't buy into the young quarterback too early. And then he picks C.J. Stroud after 15 starts to win a league MVP, go to a Super Bowl.
I'm blaming Nick.
And now he's regressing. Bake Show and Kirk stay where they are. And listen, the mountain is tough, but the mountain is fair. Russell Wilson in his 3 starts has looked like a top 15 guy. I don't know that it's sustainable, but thus far he deserves to be where he is. And when I say the mountain is fair, look who for the first time in quite some time is a top 10 guy, row 4. Look at the far right there. That's Bruce guy, Brock Purdy. And Kyler moving up as well. Listen, Kyler, Brock Purdy, week 18, I'm predicting it, Sunday Night Football, final game of the regular season. Niners, Cardinals, winner gets the NFC West, loser misses the playoffs.
Wow.
I think that's coming. Matt Stafford, my guy's got to drop a bit. Jalen stays where he is. Third row, Josh Allen's a small drop, not a big drop. small drop, more of a testament to how well the guys above you on row 2 have played. Justin Herbert, sneaky, best year of his career, maybe. Could he finally get, tie Trevor for all-time playoff wins this season? It's on the board. And Jaden doesn't drop due to the loss and not playing great, but of course doesn't move up. Second row, Wilds is going to be mad. But look at Joe Burrow's record. I don't care.
Playing great.
Joe Burrow's playing great. Lamar obviously is playing great. He's right now the runaway favorite for MVP.
Same row.
Well, yeah, I do think actually Joe Burrow and Lamar have played about the same level. Their teams have played very differently, which is why one is 6-4, one is 7-3, and the other is 4-6. And then atop the mountain, the Kings stay the king, of course. It is his mountain, and he hasn't lost since Christmas. Coach, take it away. Come on, last time you were here, you said it was Great Mountain.
Yeah, I do regret going with young quarterback.
Yeah, I knew it.
A little too early. I should have stayed on brand, but sitting next to you for this long has definitely affected me. Mountain overall is better than your typical mountain. I don't love where 2 is, but we can talk about that another time.
So you should be higher or lower?
I think he should be higher, and but it's a rich tapestry. But I'm going to focus, and we see how his team played without him. But I'm going to focus on someone who I think you're not giving enough credit to, and that's Kyler Murray.
Oh,
nice.
And I think Kyler's put down the PS5 and focused, and he's riding a 4-game winning streak, which is impressive. His impact on his team, I would argue, is stronger than Justin Herbert's impact has been this season. And let's take a look at what he's done in terms of his play. Career best in passer rating, second in completion percentage, first in TD to interception ratio, first in yards per rush, and he's got the 4 rushing touchdowns, which is tied for third. So he's playing at a lot of career bests right now, and they're riding the winning streak, and they're a team that's really overachieved throughout the course of the season, and I think that merits him bumping up a spot.
So I agree with a lot of what you were saying about Kyler, but I'll be honest. If I were going to bump him up, while the mountain isn't left to right, as it happens, the person I would have last on that third row is the person in the far right spot, Jaden. So if you were I think Justin Herbert has firmly entrenched himself as playing up to this point in the season as a top 6 guy. Jaden post ribs has not been as dynamic with his legs. Yeah. This 3 carries for 5 yards, the fewest in his football career.
Jaden is playing as a rookie, and we talked about all the problems rookies have. Herbert is playing on his second contract, extremely highly paid. Herbert
so
also has,
this is all true.
Is it a rich tapestry or is it not?
It is a rich tapestry. However, the mountain feels a bit burnt by grading previous young quarterbacks on a curve, particularly the college quarterbacks that got to the mountain.
You did it a year early.
Once you're on the mountain, we're not so worried about your year's experience. But the Kyler argument, I think, is a really good one. Brew, go ahead.
Serious question. Was there a new addition to the committee?
The committee is Wednesday's tiers. The mountain is just me.
So that would be a no.
No, it's just me. Why?
So I'm going to give you props. I thought somebody else was helping you out because the objectivity of late has really been.
It's always been objective.
It's completely different.
It is a little better than
a month ago. It was complete bias. When Caleb was 6, that's bias.
Can I just tell
he wasn't even playing against NFL players.
Can I just tell you something real quick before you go? Early in the year, there's less data to call. Once we're 10 weeks in, the facts are the facts. Early in the year, there must be more projection. Now, you can say the projections were right or wrong, but once we're this deep, there's very little controversy. The controversy that arises this deep in the year are weeks like last week when Wilds is demanding I put respect on Jared Goff because he has the greatest 6-week stretch in the history of football, and then he throws half a dozen interceptions in one game.
For all those
and then
games.
But go ahead, bro.
But okay. Well, that's so it was just bad projections.
No, I don't know that they were bad. That you just disagree.
All right, but anyway, Baker. He used to be your guy. I guess now Baker's my guy, but Mayfield better than the Baker's dozen. 12 quarterbacks ahead of him.
There's 12 quarterbacks ahead of him. There's 10 ahead of him.
There's
It's not
12,
left to right.
10, 11, 12.
It's not left
Well,
to right. There's 10 ahead of him.
We know.
And if Baker's does it,
Anyway,
13 anyway.
and you're gonna. I know your question is, well, okay, you want to move Baker up?
Yeah.
Who you moving down?
Stafford.
Matthew Stafford.
I knew it.
I mean, what are we doing
He
with
hates
Matthew
Stafford, man.
No, I don't. But
There's
I'm just
two quarterbacks,
all of a
Roof
sudden
and
Matthew
Gino
Stafford is
and Matt
Peyton
Stafford.
Manning
Yeah.
the last 2 years for Nick Wright. I mean, come on. Baker doesn't have Chris Godwin. Baker doesn't have Mike Evans.
Yep.
Stafford has his Avengers, right? Cooper's back and Puka's
I don't
back.
like how you
He's
throw
got a
around
better
Avengers
he's
for
got a
other
better
teams.
I like that.
offensive coach, Sean
like it a lot.
McVay, than Baker has in Tampa Bay. And yet, look at the numbers.
What? Okay.
I mean, Baker is lapping.
Well, Baker didn't go.
Matthew
Most
Stafford.
of those numbers came when Baker had Evans. and
Okay,
Godwin,
but
to
in
be
the
fair.
last 3 games that he hasn't had them, he's 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
Without those 2 guys. Stafford's 9-7 for the whole season. That's horrible. So, Baker, there's no reason for Stafford, especially after last night when he couldn't put up any points against, Miami played okay, but they still got a little breakdancing tendencies, and he couldn't exploit it. So we got to put Baker
All right,
ahead
show
of
the
Stafford.
mountain
I'm
again,
sorry.
please, because here's the thing.
We have to.
Listen, I'm not going to allow you, after years of you mocking Baker, saying he was going to lose his job to Kyle Trask, saying he's not a starter, having to apologize to him on this show, try to steal Baker from me.
I'm
So
just
if you
looking at the
want
rankings.
If you want to move Baker up, I will accept it. And again, the mountain is not left to right. However, as it happens coincidentally
It
once
ain't Brock.
again,
He ain't going above
the
Brock.
last guy on the 4th row is Brock Purdy. So if we
He is
move
not-
him up, that's
he is
fine.
not going ahead
but
of Brock.
Purdy has to drop
But look,
down.
and I think you will agree with this.
What?
Just this play alone,
What?
which only happened a couple of days ago. I think we got
This was great.
this alone should have moved Baker up.
I mean, it was
That's a heck of a
It
play.
was a great play. And
Heck of a
listen,
play. Even
if,
the GOAT said
if he
so.
finished off the drive with that 3rd and goal from the 8 and
Look
punched
at
it in
that.
and they had won the game,
What
maybe
a
he
really
moves
great
up
play.
and Purdy moves
a
down.
fantastic
But it's
play.
listen, Baker's my guy. Everybody knows
Is
that.
he?
Everybody knows that. KW, go ahead.
No
All
bias,
right,
just bad projection.
I've got 2 trailers before the movie. First trailer. Can we zoom out for the full mountain? Caleb flirting with being off the mountain.
For who? Just tell me. So who are we putting on? Cooper Rush?
For vacant. It's happened before.
It has happened.
If you
Yeah,
go 23 straight drives without scoring a touchdown, your team doesn't score a touchdown back-to-back games for the first time in years. You get your offensive coordinator fired.
You got to stop saying
well,
you gotta-
because of his poor
His
play.
performance and the performance of the offense, which he leads, necessitated the firing of the offensive
So
coordinator.
you think Caleb's the worst quarterback on the mountain?
Well, Bryce has just won back-to-back games. Carr won a game.
After losing 7 in a
Bo
row.
Nix was on the left the field thinking, you know what? Game's
I
over.
think he's
just
better
beat-
than Bryce.
I just beat Patrick Mahomes.
I think he's better than Bryce.
I think he's
That's
better
all
than
he
I think he's better than Rodgers.
Bryce
I think he's better than a lot of these guys. I think he's better than Carr. I think he's
If you
better
go
than Jameis.
23 straight drives without a touchdown, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you're in danger of slipping off the mountain.
Is that your take, or are you
No,
doing the
that's
Brew
just
thing
the
where
trailer.
okay?
I got another trailer.
prelim.
When a game comes down to a 2-point conversion because your kicker missed an extra point, and you, Lamar Jackson, are able to make something happen and convert it, and then your opponent is not able to do it, you are not on the same footing. You're not on the
So
same
who do you want
standing.
next to Lamar?
Vacant.
Okay, you can't just.
It's obviously Mahomes Lamar.
Okay.
It's Mahomes Lamar.
That's not, you know what? I like that take. Wow.
And while
Now
Wilds
it's time
is
for the
doing
movie.
this, real quick, for Wilds movie, Dust, tell me in my ear while Wilds is doing this, see if you can get ready those Wilds tweets that I had, because we might have to bring them up this segment. Go ahead.
Which ones?
Go ahead.
Word is you're a monster.
Go ahead.
I'm not.
That's what I keep hearing.
ahead.
Russell Wilson. He's back in a big way. You know what I am? Quarterback wins guy.
Yeah.
Only thing better than a quarterback win? Being undefeated. Let's take a look at the quarterbacks who are undefeated. It's not a long list. Patrick Mahomes at the top of the mountain and Russell Wilson. So there he is. So how are his numbers? Excellent. Scoring 30 points a game. 5th in the NFL for points. He's just playing great. And finally, because it's a rich tapestry, I'm not super mad at where he is on the mountain. That's why I kind of try to bolster it up with some trailers. Looking ahead, going up against the Steelers. Going up against the Ravens, where Lamar is, if history holds true, is going to struggle. If Russ beats the reigning MVP. Again, I'm a quarterback wins guy. Russ needs to go up. It's a little. It's
And
not a
hold
shot
on.
at
And when
Lamar.
that, I'm just curious. When that happens,
Yeah.
is it
Going up against terrible defense.
No, but preemptively, is this one of those times where it's definitively not going to be because Lamar plays poorly, even though you're showing me these numbers? Because you already explained
I'm
to
a
me how
Lamar
the
guy.
only way Lamar can lose is if the defense kills him. I'm
No.
just asking.
Well, Lamar can play well, but this defense is giving up 100 points a game, so Russ Moonball is going to.
All right. So as often happens when you go to the cinema, the trailer was better than the movie. I'm not interested in your Russell Wilson take. I'm interested in the take you really wanted to give, which was the first one, which was your Caleb Williams take, because your Caleb Williams opinion is confusing. Unlike Brew, you watch you on television and follow you on Twitter. Here is Kevin Wildes, since kickoff Sunday, has sent 10 tweets. Here's 4 of them. The Patriots are better than the Bears, and Drake is now officially the second best rookie quarterback.
What?
Next.
They played a game and then we won.
Next. Caleb holds onto the ball too long, misses open throws.
Facts.
Bears fans are shocked the NFL edge rushers better than kids at Arizona State, but everyone's blaming the line and the coaches. Next. Shane Waldron was under center. This is after the different Shane Waldron
That's
thing.
more of a shot at VR gridiron.
That's great. And then this one from earlier today. This is either no big deal, just vets venting, or a 5-alarm fire. Quote, there have been a few veteran players requesting agent starts. No, I actually, I want to do two things.
Segment right there.
I want to do.
Dusty, change the rundown.
I want to do 2 things.
Go ahead.
One is, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is what you said to me in your office 4 hours ago how you actually feel?
Okay.
Which was, if you had to redraft today, you would take Caleb ahead of Jaden and Drake May. Or was that a lie?
I would take Drake May first right now.
And who would you take second?
Over Jaden?
Yes, that's what he's saying. And who would you take second?
Jaden Daniels.
Okay, finally, we got there. Thank you. You know what? I don't even have a third question.
The only reason I paused was because Coach, whose opinion I respect, was like, pump the brakes on Drake. I say, okay, I'll pump the brakes. Your opinion, who I respect, said Jaden seems like the injury bug might bite him. I respect that. And then we've got Caleb, who's up here saying veterans on his own team are asking for Bagent to start.
Well, again, that's according to Waddle and Sylvie in Chicago. That there's 2 veterans. With respect to those guys, that's not exactly to me Jay Glazer, but it's fine.
It's not nothing.
But that's fine. All I wanted was your Caleb Williams opinion for everyone to understand it.
There's a chance that everybody's good. There's a chance that Bo Nix is good.
Your opinion is that Caleb Williams is not only trending in the wrong direction, but that the Bears made the wrong pick.
He has the worst passer rating in the last 3 games of any quarterback. He's inaccurate. He's not dynamic.
There we go.
And his OC just got fired.
There we go.
Why is Nick bringing up a private conversation? He just killed the punter.
Listen. Once we're in this, everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Nothing's off the record.
So that's the part. That's the part that's confusing.
I'm allowed to like Caleb and call it like I see it. No, does not look dynamic. The facts are, your guy Bill Barnwell broke out the deep data.
There we go.
On there's open passes that he can't hit.
There we
go.
go.
You watch the game and he's throwing the ball at guys' feet and out of bounds.
Right.
This is not everything. Everything cannot be hater. Everything that everyone disagrees with is not because you're hating on something. It's just straight facts.
No, I totally agree that doesn't make you a hater. But what I was trying to determine, and what I told you what I've been trying to determine is, have these 9 games been enough to change your opinion of where you were going into the draft? Like, for me, they have not. For you, it seemed like you were saying you had all these concerns about Caleb, but they had not. But they have. That's fine. For Brew, I know it has. Where you think Jaden should have been number 1.
Yes.
Coach is with me that he still thinks Caleb would be the number 1 guy. So, like, that's fine. I just want to know where everyone stands. Now we know.
I'm an experts guy, but it feels like the experts have been a little bit on shaky ground here.
Okay. Well, now
all of a sudden, everybody knew Shane Waldron was the OC when this season started. Every single person knew this. Everybody knew what this defense was. Everybody knew the weapons. And all of a sudden, things are going sideways.